What's up, party people? Crazy Al Kane here at Jones Beach, riding. Got this crazy extended selfie stick on here. I gotta be real careful, hopefully I don't break nothing. And today I'm gonna do something special, something real special. I'm gonna show you guys easy tricks that you can do on your bike. If you're first starting out, don't know where to start with tricks. And I got the 27.5 out, so this is a bigger bike than like a 20-inch. So it might be a little bit more difficult to do it on a big bike, but I'm gonna show you how easy it is to get busy. All right, first up, track stand. Now, track stand basically is just balancing your bike in one place, just like this. You'll have to position your body, adjust your body. A lot of times it's easier to do when you turn your handlebars and have your wheels sideways. The key is to try and stay in one place, not move too much. Use your body weight to balance yourself on your bike. As you feel yourself losing balance, you have to reposition yourself. It's a lot easier on the incline. It's harder when you're on flat ground. And it's a track stand, that's how you do it. You just balance like that. Some people like to use their brakes to keep themselves up. So I'm using my brake right now to position myself, keep myself in position and not move. And a lot of it has to do with you putting pressure on your pedal to hold you in place. So you rock back and forth, and that'll help you keep you in place. Now watch me, and turn your wheel, turning your handlebars while you're doing the track stand and staying up and seeing how long you can last without having to pedal off like I'm about to. Taking your hand off. So if you take your hand off doing the track stand, that's a more advanced trick to do because now you're using two legs and one arm to balance yourself. Take your foot off while you're doing the track stand. Now you're gonna need to use your brake. Your best bet is use your forward foot to keep you balanced. So in my case, that's my left foot. And then you take your right foot off and hold your brake to keep yourself up. Oh boy. Okay, so. Oh boy. Even if you do it for like 2 seconds, it's still a trick. You just have to complete the trick, right? So one foot, there we go, I did it. Track stand one footer. Let's try and hold it for a little longer this time. Nice. Frame stand, this is a typical basic frame stand while rolling. Mad easy. In order to stand on your frame, you put your foot on the frame and you stand on it. Just like that. Frame stand. Bong. Easy, easy. I'm gonna do it again. Put one foot up, the other foot up, and stand there. What? Anybody could do that trick. That's like a kid's favorite trick to do is a frame stand, hop on the frame and put their feet in the frame and stand. But there is a more advanced version of that, the one-footed frame stand. So you put one foot on the frame and one foot off the frame, just like that. Super basic, super easy trick. Is there another trick that you can do while you're standing on your frame? Yes, there is. You can stand on your frame and take your hand off. So same deal, put your feet on the frame, take your hand off. What? Oh snap, I'm styling. Just like that. Back in the day, the variations for every trick was doing it one-handed, one-footed, or one-handed, one-footed. So we're gonna do a one-handed, one-footed frame stand. Here we go. One-footed, one-handed. Oh, advanced. What you know about that? Lots of tricks I didn't even know you could do or even thought about. Everybody too busy doing bar spins and backflips. Oh, snap. All right. Another trick you could do is simply bringing your frame to the ground. Just putting your frame down and getting back up on it. And as you see, I'm doing a frame stand right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the frame down on the floor. Just like this, let's see. Well, I'm doing it the more difficult way, but here we go. You just put it down, just like that. Now, as you saw, I put my foot on the frame to bring it down, holding my bike up. I'm not touching the ground. And from here, what you do is you pull your bike right back up. So you hold the handlebars, use your body weight to pull back, bring your foot on the pedal, and you ride right off. It's a bigger bike, pardon me, I'll get it. Just like that. I know it has a name, just don't know the name of it. So if you know the name of that trick, leave it in the comments below. Let us know what the name of that trick is. So you come up, put your foot on the side here, and then drop it down just like that there. And that's like your little pose right there. Then you bring it back up. Oh, how come I can't do it the first time? because it's a 27.5, not a 20 inch, that's why. I gotta put a little more oomph in it. Let me do it again. Once again, come up, bring this foot over, and drop it down, just like that, nice and easy. And it's good if you have some good bar ends. I got some aluminum bar ends on here, snafu bar ends, so they protect my grips. And now I'm gonna bring it back up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ugh. Oh gosh. The big bike. Hold on, let me do it again. Getting it down is easy, bringing it back up is harder. But there's two ways of going into it. So one way is to put your foot here and press down. The other way is to bring your foot here and lay it down. That's kind of like the way we used to do it back in the day. It's a little bit easier doing it with your foot down here, and I'm gonna show you that right now. So this is like a variation of a way you could do it. And this, it drops a lot easier when you have it down here like that. So when your foot is on the chainstay in the rear, the bike drops a lot easier. When you have it up here and you push it out, a little bit more of a complicated trick, but not crazy complicated, but a little more complicated. All right, so there we go. Now I'm gonna push it down from the top tube, which is a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna bring it up from here. See, that might be the problem, I'm doing it from the top tube. But we're gonna pull that off again though. I don't care what nobody say. And it's funny because I haven't done these tricks in a while. So it's kind of cool to get back in the swing of things. So here we go. There it is. When you see me come out of the trick, I did a hop out, a bunny hop out. That always adds a little extra punch to your trick when you finish it off. But we haven't got the bunny hop level yet, so you want to just get it up and roll out of it. The more advanced version of that trick is to actually do it while you're rolling. While you're rolling, bring it down, come to a stop and bring it up. And the other way is to bring it down while you're rolling and then bring it back up while you're still rolling. So those are the other levels of the trick, and I guess I'll have to do them now since I mentioned them. Now this is definitely more advanced. This is not the easy version of this trick. Put your foot on the chainstay, bring it down, and there you go. Down, and then you pull it back up, and you ride away. The difference with this trick is you want to grab the seat so you can hold yourself up and then bring it down. You have more control of your bike when you bring it down while you're holding the seat. You come up, you put both feet on this side, put the foot on the chainstay, grab your seat, and then push your bike down. There we go. Nice. So now I gotta go a little bit faster to try and do it and roll and bring it back up. Let's see if I can do that. Oh. There we go. Picking up your front wheel like this. That's it. That's a trick. I just did a trick. Picked up my front wheel. You just pick up your front wheel. And that's a skill you need, especially when you're stationary like I am right now, is to be able to pick up your front wheel, to reposition yourself so you don't fall down. You stand here, you use your arms, pick yourself up. You're really throwing your wheel forward and up at the same time. But as you can see, you need to be able to reposition yourself, especially when you're in tight spaces. Or if you're trying to do a track stand and you want to stay up, if you feel you're going to fall down, you pick up your front wheel and you can move it around. Another thing about this is that you'll have to learn how to back pedal while you're stationary. And you'll need to be able to pedal backwards on the track stand, especially when you reposition yourself when you pick up your front wheel. So like I'm picking up my front wheel right now, but every time I pick up, my pedals are going backwards. And when they go backwards, I can readjust myself by pedaling backwards. Now I'm back where I want to be. So all these techniques are good to know, and they're important to know, especially when you are doing different tricks and trying to do foot down competitions and things like that. You definitely want to be able to pick your front wheel up like that. And also do bunny hops. But that's a whole nother trick. See that? I'm backpedaling and I'm picking up my front tire. Another trick to do is to be able to balance while you're sitting down. That's not easy. This is actually kind of hard. But to balance yourself while sitting down on the bike, it's just like doing a track stand but sitting down. Track stand while seated, basically. And see how I'm using the combination of other tricks to keep myself up. What you do is you try and pedal forward a little bit, keep your pressure on that forward foot to keep yourself up. And if you feel yourself losing control, then you pick your front wheel up. And that's kind of like a combination trick where you have to use two different tricks to keep yourself doing that one trick. See? Once I feel myself losing it, Then I pick up my front wheel. And that's not a wheelie, I'm just popping the front wheel up. That's all I'm doing, to keep myself balanced and not fall down. You have to do a lot of negotiating with that front wheel to keep yourself upright. You guys might know endo, where you use your front brake to bring your back wheel up, but the original was the curb endo. And you can use any curb anywhere, you don't need brakes, just use the curb. So I'm gonna show you that one. So what you do is you come to the curb at a slow speed, and once your wheel hits, you lift your back wheel up. And then you have to roll backwards. So that's two different tricks in one, but I'm gonna show you the endo. Once you get there, you bring your back wheel up. Once you see yourself coming to the curb, what you do is you kind of compress your body, you push your hands forward, which will automatically bring your back wheel up. All you have to do is curl your feet up to bring it up the rest of the way. If you do it wrong, you don't wind up hitting it. So if you just bring yourself straight, you'll wind up hitting it. What you gotta do is you gotta bring your body weight up, push your handlebars forward and down, and lift your back wheel up. And that's how you do an endo. It'll take a while to get it, but when you get it, you'll be happy. See? Now the rolling back part, that's a whole nother ball game. But you don't have to roll backwards. You can do it and then come out of it. Just put the brakes on, like that, and you can hop out of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a technique that uses some other techniques I showed you earlier. Not really what people do. Most people like to roll backwards, but you gotta learn how to roll backwards first. But this is a good trick to practice rolling backwards because you naturally roll backwards when you finish this trick. You do the endo, and then you can put the brakes on, and then you can just roll out of it. You endo, put the brakes on, then you can pick up your front wheel while holding your brakes and get out of it too. So that's another way of doing it, combining the trick you learned earlier with the endo. So you bring the endo up, you stop and turn. Bring the endo up, put some pressure on your cranks, turn your wheel and pedal off. And that's how you can practice going backwards a little bit because your bike will naturally go backwards when you come off of an endo, when you do it correctly. Bring it up, put some pressure on your pedal to go forward, and then you feel your bike going forward. Your bike is naturally going to pedal backwards when you come off the endo, and what you do is you back pedal in the same kind of pace as your free wheel is taking you. So you got the one-footed endo, oh gosh, tall bike. You can do an endo into some back wheel hops, tail taps. Nice. You can do like a endo kick out. You can always go no-footed. Woo! Lots of little tricks you could do on your bike, and I'm on the big bike doing it too. Bang! Turning your bars around, backwards, and riding around with it like that. You turn this around like that, and that's it. When you want to just turn your handlebars backwards, what you do is you turn this hand really fast, then you put this hand on and put that hand on. So I'm right-handed, so I use my right hand, turn it into a 180. I put my left hand on and then put my right hand on the right side. And I ride around like that. But yeah, you want to do it at a slow pace and turn your handlebars really fast, like that. That way, when you turn it real fast, your bike won't veer off. Because if you do it too slow, your bike is just going to turn and you're going to lose it. So what you want to do is you want to turn it really fast, so that way it's like nothing. This is definitely a more advanced easy trick. It's easy, but more advanced. So here we go. Just like that. And in order to get out of it, you do the opposite. So what you do is you turn your bars really fast like that, and then turn it back that way. That's how you do it. And being that this is a bigger bike and a bigger wheel, you gotta use a little more force to get it around. With a little bit knobby tires, it's a little bit more you gotta do to get it around, just like that. And you hop out of it, see? I use the other technique of picking my front wheel up to keep my balance right so I can get out of the trick without falling down, or putting my foot down really. See? Bang. Turn the bars, turn them back. And I do that just for fun. So now for the next step in that trick, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do it standing up. You stand up, you turn, there it is. Now standing up is a lot easier than doing it when you're sitting down. And how I did it, I used my one hand, spun it 180, and then brought it back 180 with one hand. Now the next time I'm gonna try and switch hands and everything. But you see I'm doing a track stand right now while talking to you. And the cheat code for this with the one hand is that my seat is leaning on my leg, which is acting as my right hand basically, so it's holding me up. And this is good if you want to practice bar spins and stuff, to kind of practice that motion. This is actually an advanced version of the trick I was doing though, to do it like that. What I'm really supposed to be doing is turning it, putting my hands on like that and riding away. And then being able to ride with your handlebars backwards is another trick. You turn it, put your hands like that, and roll out. If you feel yourself is losing balance, you go back to the other trick where you pick your front wheel up to get yourself in place, and that's how you can get to keep your balance. Now, of course, when your handlebars are backwards, your feet might touch the front wheel, so you gotta be mindful of that. You can also do an endo with your handlebars backwards, so that's another trick. Another variation of the endo. So you come up with your handlebars backwards and you do the endo. It's a little bit harder because your handlebars are in a different position, but yep, it is doable. Oh, let me pull it off this time, y'all. So I'm gonna do the endo, handlebars backwards. I'm gonna roll backwards, I'm gonna do a full rotation, and I'm gonna pick my front wheel up and hop out of it. And then I'm gonna turn my bars back around. And then endo again. And then I'm gonna go back around again. All right, that's it right there.